Hey guys, Crypto Sunday and back down again. Not too much surprise. We're sort of expecting a bit of red after the Ethereum merge. So yeah, about 10,000 down on the week. Quite a lot of news happening. So yeah, the Ethereum merge finally happened. This is sort of the first part of it though. There's still the sort of funnily named other parts of it to go, so the splurge and the purge and that sort of thing. But sort of interesting part of that would be sharding. So that's the sort of one that's actually going to scale the network as such. This is just transferring from mining to staking, so proof of stake. So the switch to proof of stake itself is what sort of makes all the headlines, because this drops electricity use by, I think they said 99.95% potentially, but sort of 99%. So yeah, they think that'll put pressure on other sort of blockchains, meaning Bitcoin basically, to sort of potentially try and reduce energy usage or sort of CO2 emissions. I do think if Bitcoin mining does move almost entirely to renewables, then that'll sort of eventually get highlighted and they'll say, yes, it's using a lot of electricity, but it's sort of incentivizing renewables and isn't actually sort of contributing to CO2. So we'll see. Interesting one. But yeah, the merge has sort of, the first part of the merge has happened, but far from over. Interestingly, sort of Gary Gensler, as I said last week, was due to sort of make some statements, and he sort of waited until the Ethereum merge to say he now thinks Ethereum looks like a security again. So before, they sort of pretty much said Bitcoin and Ethereum weren't. Pretty sure that he knew what Ethereum was changing to, and has now waited until it's changed and said it's now a security because you're buying it expecting a staking return. So it was interesting. He does seem a strange fellow. He sort of thought he was very pro-crypto, even taught crypto at MIT, but now seems to have a fair old agenda. Raoul Pal, interesting sort of pro-crypto figure, is sort of basically saying after the Ethereum merge and all the sort of excitement has died down, we're sort of going to realise that we do still need other blockchains, and this doesn't sort of solve everything for Ethereum. Certainly the parts that have been done so far, as I say, sort of sharding may go away to sort of scaling the network, but you're still going to have reasonably large fees at the moment, and it's not all that fast. So he's sort of predicting money to go into other chains as we sort of realise this. So Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, Avalanche, Cosmos, and Binance Chain. So I'm very keen on Solana and Cardano. You can actually, if you want to check out Real Vision Crypto, which is one of Raoul Pal's channels, he had the Solana chief Anatoly on for a sort of 10-minute interview. There'll probably be the full interview go up at some point, but that was a very interesting video. So that was good. And yes, Bitcoin exchange inflows. So I think they're saying on the 14th of September, so the day before the Ethereum merge, 236,000 Bitcoin made its way onto the various exchanges, which is sort of higher than most of the recent dumps. So you sort of see there was a reasonable spike in sort of late June, which was accompanied by a drop, and one in sort of late May time, which again was accompanied by a drop. And then sort of those sort of spikes you have to go back to sort of mid-2021 and the March 2020 crash. So interesting, we've had a huge spike in sort of balance going on to Bitcoin going on to exchanges, but not really the dump. So whether people were sort of putting it on there for the Ethereum merge just in case and sort of haven't sold it, not quite sure, but or maybe we've got a big sell-off incoming. So we'll see. We do have sort of potentially the Mt. Gox Bitcoin coming online at some point. I think they were saying the 15th wasn't actually the date that it starts going on. It was the last date that you can put in a claim for lost Bitcoin. But at some point, it's going to be coming online. So we'll see. Although that was 140,000 Bitcoin in total, and they said they would release it in stages, where this is 236,000 in one day. So yeah, maybe it's not that much. So looking at the coins for the week, so Bitcoin down about 6%. That's a reasonable move down, but I'd be sort of expecting more volatility going forward with the FOMC meeting this Wednesday, I believe it is. It was there were talks of 0.5% rise, maybe a 0.75% rise, but with the sort of poor CPI numbers, inflation numbers this week out of the US, they're sort of saying 0.75% is a minimum basically, and there's talks even of 1%. So if they do 1%, I'd expect a sort of a reasonable sell-off in crypto and stocks and everything. So Ethereum, as sort of expected, a sell the news event, 16% down on the week. Cardano sort of not doing too bad, 3% down on the week. Solana flat, which is quite annoying because I do want to buy some more, but we'll maybe see what happens this week. Maybe Raoul is right that people are sort of adding to the smaller chains, realising that there is still a use for them. Chainlink, £7 now. Again, sort of quite annoying. I kind of wanted to be building up that position. Got some money on the side. XRP had some reasonable developments with their court case. Is looking sort of more and more likely that they could end up winning, or maybe coming to a fairly favourable settlement at least, which is sort of far from the worst case scenario that people were thinking a while ago. So yeah, that's up 10%. Power Ledger down 3, not too bad. Chronos down 9. I do sort of kind of want to get out of this now, I think, although I do still keep thinking wait until the World Cup ends maybe, but not quite sure how that works with my Visa card and staking and that sort of thing, and the free Spotify and Netflix, which is kind of nice. Internet Computer 11.3% down, not doing too well. Considering sort of adding to that if it stays down here, or if it drops a little bit more with all of the rest. That's when I'd be sort of hoping to add to all of them. Basic Attention Token 6%, and Audius 11.8%. So that's really not been sort of holding up with all the other sort of rises. Like when everything goes down, Audius goes down, and then when everything sort of recovers slightly, it doesn't really come up. So yeah, not sort of seeing too much news on them at the moment, but people not liking it. But I will check the sort of dashboard of their user base and just check that it's still okay, and could be a time to sort of buy on the fear, if you like. So yeah, we'll see what happens this coming week. If we get 1% rise, then maybe a big leg down, but we'll see. Deploy my cash maybe. So yeah, leave your thoughts in comments below, and like and subscribe. See you soon.